Here's a listener submitted question. How do I know if I'm bisexual or just open-minded? I'm dog sitting today. It's a very good question, and I wonder if there's not too much of a distinction. It's a good question because it's hard to distinguish. To me, my bisexuality is mostly about open-mindedness and openness to new experiences across the gender spectrum. But it is possible to just be open-minded and queer-friendly without actually having multi-spectrum attraction. For many bi people, their sexuality started with a spark of open-mindedness, of questioning why. Why am I locked into these patterns? Why have I only thought about my attractions toward one gender and not considered others? Why is society so heteronormative? And then for me, why not explore with men? I had identified as straight before I came out as bi, and over time I realized, why not explore? Yes, there are difficulties and struggles with a queer identity in a heteronormative world, but I wanted to know the answers. I wanted to know why. I wanted to know how things felt. I had an open mind and I was curious, and sometimes curiosity can lead us toward bisexuality or toward any other non-conforming identity. That said, I have a lot of friends who are really progressive, really open-minded, have a lot of queer friends, but are only attracted to one gender themselves. And if that's you, you might be pretty open-minded and straight, or gay, or lesbian. This dog is not into monosexual people. If you're still not sure though, here's how you can tell. Bisexuality is about the potential for attraction to more than one gender. It's not about doing things with people of different genders. It's not about your experience or your dating history. It's not even really about the actual attractions you've had. It's about the potential for attractions. So if you recognize in yourself that you're potentially attracted to more than one gender, you can call yourself bisexual. At the same time, maybe you don't want to actually explore this in the real world, and maybe you just identify a certain way internally to yourself. Maybe you don't have to invite other people in if it's just about the potential and not going to affect your day-to-day life. That said, maybe it is important to share this aspect of you, even if you're not going to act on it. Regardless, I always like to introduce the idea of fluidity. Fluidity is an understanding that our attractions can change over time, and that attractions exist on a spectrum, that they're not binary. So we can move around on this spectrum over the course of our lives. In many ways, fluidity lines up with bisexuality because bisexuality also views sexuality as a spectrum. But you can be fluid under a straight or gay or lesbian identity as well. So if you're not yet sure if you identify as bisexual, but you do identify as open-minded, try exploring your fluidity. Try pushing the bounds of where your mind goes or what you're willing to explore in person. And do it slowly, step by step, and see how it goes. Maybe you're not quite ready to explore sex with other genders, but maybe you want to see how it feels to explore the potential attractions in your mind by looking at images or videos of a gender you're not typically attracted to, or exploring intimacy in a relationship with someone who you wouldn't normally think of as a romantic or sexual partner. There are ways to use your open-mindedness step by step to test if you are bisexual or not. Check in with yourself on each of those steps to see how it feels. If that exploration leads to a feeling of peace, you might want to follow it. And if it leads to nice, fun, good outcomes in your life, keep going. And if it doesn't, if it stresses you out or it leads to outcomes you don't enjoy, then don't go down that road. Bisexuality is an umbrella that just means potential attraction to more than one gender. And there are many different labels under that umbrella. So if you are open-minded, explore that. Do some research. See which labels resonate with you and which ones don't. And ultimately, it doesn't really matter if you are bisexual or just open-minded. You're just a human being living in this complicated world, using the best labels you can to communicate what you want to other people. And regardless of which label you land on, open-mindedness is a beautiful way to approach that world. Thanks for listening. Check out my podcast, Two Bi Guys, Buy One Bi Guy, and a little dog I'm dog sitting. Submit your questions here if you want them answered. Say goodbye, doggy. Bye.